This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group, which goes from lesson 251 through lesson 260, each of which relates to sin as understood in the course. I'll be repeating the same introduction for each of lessons 251 through 260, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the section entitled, What is Sin?, which precedes these 10 lessons, we are told that sin is insanity and that there is no sin. The point here is that sin is part of the illusion, a very important and cunning part. If you escape the illusion, you escape its many so-called sins as well. There can be no sin in the love and oneness that we are being trained to see. Obsessing over the so-called sins of yourself and others only keeps you here in the illusion. Don't take the bait. Wake from the illusion and be free. As the introduction to these 10 lessons, all dealing with sin, tells us, quote, "The Son of God made clay, he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. But all the while his Father shines on him and loves him with an everlasting love, which his pretenses cannot change at all." End quote. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are contained only in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 258, September 15. Let me remember that my goal is God. We all have our favorite distractions, things which we think we must have: riches, fame, success, popularity, security, drink, sex. The list is endless. It is so easy to see how others are squandering their lives on worthless endeavors and trinkets. It is much harder to see it in ourselves. The title of today's lesson is Let Me Remember That My Goal is God. What better and more worthwhile goal can there be than God? All other goals disappear in time or disappoint even before then. The Course is not saying to ignore your worldly responsibilities. There is no love in letting down those who rightly rely upon you. And it is not saying that you should not have any worldly goals. It is saying that there is only one eternal and overriding goal, and that is God. As an interesting and very fortunate side benefit, when you remember to keep this primary goal in mind, when you seek the kingdom first, your life here in the world tends to improve as well, As we are told in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 33, quote, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." End quote. When you act from the one self, rather than your small, narrow ego, when you see with the eyes of Christ, how could you not make better decisions even here in the illusion?